Live from the Variety Arts Theater in Los Angeles, California, the Golden Days of Christmas. Welcome to the Golden Days of Christmas. 2 hours of star-studded entertainment featuring live, in-person, radio's Tom Mix, Curly Bradley, Bobby Brazee, Bob Cummings, Howard Duff, Sam Edwards, Marvin Miller, Tyler McVeigh, Frank Nelson, Les Tremaine, Lorraine Tuttle, Rudy Valley, Viola Vaughn, Janet Waldo, Willard Waterman, Rhoda Williams, and now your host for the full 2 hours, Frank Brazee.
Merry Christmas, ladies and gentlemen. Best wishes for the holiday season to all of you from every one of the stars Bill Baldwin just mentioned. From the American Forces Radio and Television Service, its staff and management, and of course from myself, we once again invite you to join us in sharing our happiness and joy as we present this 15th annual 2-hour Golden Days of Christmas. Assembled on our stage in person for this special Yuletide program, we are again presenting some of the greatest performers radio ever had to offer. And during the next 120 minutes, we hope to recreate some fond memories of Christmas by recreating some great radio programs of those years. Now sit back, relax, and listen to the best of the best as we celebrate Christmas 1982. To open our show, here's one of the great stars of radio. It's a pleasure to introduce Rudy Valley.
For Hollywood, that screwy ballyhooey Hollywood, where any office boy or young mechanic can be a panic with just a good-looking pan. And any barmaid can be a star maid if she dances with or without a fan. Come out, wherever you are. Yes, you too can be a movie star. You've heard of the Gables and Garbos. You'd like to be one of them? Well, you're the one they're roaring for over at MGM. Listen, Mr. Romeo, they're calling you west to RKO. Hooray for Hollywood, that phony super coney Hollywood. They come from Chillicoths and Paducahs with their bazookas to get their names up in lights. And armed with photos from local rotos, with their hair in ribbons and their legs in tights. Hooray for Hollywood. Pray you're terrific if you're even good. Where anyone at all from Shirley Temple to Amy Semple is equally understood. Go out and try your luck, you might be Donald Duck. Oh, bring your brother and don't be tardy, you might be the new Laurel and Hardy. There's always room for another star. Just say move over there, Hedy Lamarr. Camera, action! Because it's Hollywood. You may be homely in your neighborhood, but if you think that you can be an actor, see Mr. Factor, he'd make a monkey look good. Within a half an hour, you'll look like Tyrone Power. Hooray for Hollywood!
Thank you, Rudy.
Thank you, Frank. Thank you, Frank, and thanks to this wonderful audience. For being such a great audience, the ushers will now pass among you and give each one of you my autograph. Please have your money ready.
Rudy, it's great to have you back for another big show.
Well, I couldn't refuse, Frank.
Why not?
They didn't ask me. I'm doing this for my agent. Otherwise, I have to give him 10% of my Christmas presents.
Well, nevertheless, Rudy, you're the very spirit of Christmas around here.
Oh, you've noticed my new angel hair color? It's a cross between Fredericks of Hollywood and Grecian Formula 16. Like the purple tint? Quite chic, don't you think?
Yes, Rudy, you're really full of the joie de vivre.
Oh, well, you know, these Christmas Eve open houses.
Sorry, I couldn't make yours, Rudy. You always have such a beautiful tree.
Yes, and you know, this year they were running around $6 a foot.
Yeah.
But I finally picked out one that didn't set me back too much.
Did you have much trouble carting it home?
Yes, it kept falling out of the tweezers.
What kind of a tree was it?
It was a silver tip. And you know the price of silver today.
Oh, I know.
Excuse me, fellas, may I cut in on this conversation?
You mean with an uppercut?
Are you referring to my screen appearances?
You know, Rudy, Bill is the famous fight announcer in the motion picture Rocky III.
And don't forget I was in Rocky I and Rocky II.
Bill, let me give you some advice in your career.
From a man who's long on advice.
From a man who's long in career.
Very long.
You are doing too many Rocky pictures. Your career is going down a rocky road.
Yeah?
You're on the ropes. You've been knocked out. The count is 10. The canvas is calling. You're slipping down the chutes.
Now, wait a minute.
Save your money.
You did and kept it.
And I'm not letting it go.
Bill has a career that'll go on forever. And speaking of careers, Rudy, you certainly had an exciting one.
Yes, 1929 was a very good year for me.
And a bad year for everybody else.
I hope you're referring to the stock market crash.
Mm-hmm. Of course he is, Rudy. It's just that in 1929, Rudy Valley began the first big variety show on radio, the Fleischman Hour.
I know that, Frank. And during the years to follow, there were so many wonderful shows. Tell you what, why don't we have our cast recreate the openings of some of the great shows just like we did last year?
Okay, Bill.
From Radio City, New York, the Rudy Valley Hour with Billy Burke, Lou Holtz, and the great profile, John Barrymore.
My time is your time.
Henry Ulrich. Come in, Mother.
Stay tuned for The Guiding Light, brought to you by the makers of P&G Soap.
And now, life can be beautiful. John Ruskin wrote this. Whenever money is the principal object of life, it is both got ill and spent ill, and does harm in both getting and spending. When getting and spending happiness is our aim, life can be beautiful.
This is One Man's Family, Book 17, Chapter 9. Father Barber has too much Christmas spirit and gets arrested.
Coca-Cola presents the Edgar Bergen Charlie McCarthy Show with Mortimer Snerd, Effie Clinker, Ray Noble and his orchestra, and yours truly, Bill Baldwin.
Procter & Gamble, makers of Oxidol, presents Virginia Payne, starring as everyone's own Ma Perkins.
Thank you. And remember, ladies, Oxidol's really swell, but does everything.
Faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, able to leap tall buildings in a single bound.
Look, up in the sky.
It's a bird.
It's a plane.
It's Superman.
Super person.
Oh, gee.
Gem Razors and Gem Blades presents The Adventures of the Falcon, starring Les Tremayne as the Falcon.
Hello. Yes, this is the Falcon. Give me the address. I'll be right there.
Captain Midnight. Yes, Captain Midnight. Brought to you every day, Monday through Friday, by the makers of Ovaltine, America's favorite food drink.
Rinso,
White,
Rinso,
white,
happy little wash day song.
I am the Whistler. And I know many things, for I walk by night. I know many strange tales hidden in the hearts of men and women who have stepped into the shadows. Yes. I know the secrets, the nameless terrors of which they dare not speak.
And now, in cooperation with the editors of True Detective magazine and the Mutual Broadcasting System, True Detective Mysteries, brought to you by X-Lax, America's fastest moving product.
Lipton Tea and Lipton Soup present Inner Sanctum Mysteries.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum. This is Raymond, your host, to welcome you in through the squeaking door to another half hour of horror. Come in, won't you? Sit down. I hope you'll forgive me if I don't get up, but I'm terribly tired. I spent last night with a friend who's a book collector, specializes in bestsellers. He certainly showed me some interesting ones. In fact, he tried to bury me in one, because all the very best sellers have corpses in them. Of course they do.
The Tom Mix Ralston Straight Shooters are on the air with action, mystery, and mile-a-minute thrills in radio's biggest Western detective program.
Okay, come on, boy. Shredded Ralston before your breakfast. Start the day off shining bright. Gives you lots of cowboy energy with a flavor that's just right. It's delicious and nutritious, life-size and ready to eat. Take a tip from Tom, go and tell your mom shredded Ralston can't be beat.
Gunsmoke, starring William Conrad. The story of the violence that moved west with young America, and the story of the man that moved with it.
I'm that man, Matt Dillon, United States Marshal. The first man they look for and the last they want to find. It's a chancy job, and it makes a man watchful and a little lonely.
LS-MFT! LS-MFT!
You said it. Yes, sir.
Why, sure.
You bet.
Old American.
Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. So round, so firm, so fully packed, so free and easy on the draw.
Would you like to be queen for a day?
Johnny presents the Philip Morris Playhouse.
Call for Philip Morris. Call for Philip Morris.
And now, get ready to smile again with radio's home folks, Vic and Sade, brought to you by Crisco.
Please remember, Uncle Sam needs your used fat. Ladies, get your fat cans down to the market today.
Well, those were some great shows, Bill, but I didn't hear any young people.
Oh, Frank, young people in radio 30 years ago were pretty much like young people today.
Are you kidding?
Well, there are some minor differences, maybe. Take Corliss Archer, for instance. She came to radio after delighting thousands in the popular Broadway show by F.U. Herbert. Here's the original Corliss Archer, Janet Waldo, and the original Dexter, Sam Edwards, with Tyler McVeigh as Mr. Archer in Meet Corliss Archer. It's Christmas season at the Archers, but everything isn't mistletoe and holly with an Archer named Corliss. In fact, Corliss is worried that Santa Claus may have lost her address. Right now, she's talking over her problems with her father.
What am I going to do, Daddy? What am I going to do? What am I going to do?
You know there's a bad echo in this room?
How can you joke about this, Daddy? I can't tell you how awful it was at Schroeder's last night when there I was having a soda with that lifeguard, Jerry Allen, and Dexter came walking in and he wouldn't let me explain. I mean, how could I explain?
Well, you could have told him you wanted to spend some time with a boy who had some muscles in his arms instead of in his head.
Oh, Daddy, it's not funny. Oh, Dexter will never forgive me. I know it.
Now, wait a minute, Corliss.
I've been waiting for 24 solid hours. How many times have we gone 24 hours without hearing a word from Dexter?
Not very often, but it's been heaven.
Daddy, I only went out with Jerry Allen because he was the son of one of your clients.
That's the only reason, baby?
Well, that and because he looked so yummy as a lifeguard on the beach last summer. But he's lost all his tan, and in clothes he doesn't look like a lifeguard.
Well, why don't you just tell Dexter the truth?
He'd never believe me.
Why not?
Because he knows I always lie to him. Well, not always, but he can't tell for sure. The poor dope.
Does Dexter ever lie to you?
Dexter isn't smart enough to lie. He's so good. And so dumb. Daddy, it just won't be Christmas for me unless I can make up with Dexter. I'm going to call him up. Do you think I should just put my pride in my pocket?
I'll hold it for you while you're on the phone.
Oh, he'll understand. I'm sure he'll understand. He's got to understand. He's just got to understand.
Franklin residence.
Dexter, this is Corliss.
Ha!
Listen, Dexter, you've got to understand that I love you.
Ha! What is love? Love is a temporary chemical reaction that only fools believe will last. It's a silly dream, a ridiculous notion, a bubble, a poof.
Are you reading that from something?
We live, we suffer, we die, and only the undertaker laughs. Oh, perfidious person, oh, faithless female.
You have no right to talk to me that way.
Have I not? Ha! And double ha!
Dexter, what's going to happen to me?
Frankly, Corliss, I don't give a damn.
Dexter!
Well, what did he say?
He hung up on me. He called me perfidious. He called me faithless. He called me a female.
Want your pride back?
He can't talk to me that way. How can he be so completely lacking in understanding? He is stupid. He's just as stupid as you've always said he is. And crude. The names he called me.
Now,
He's
Corliss,
just not worthy of my affection. He's not. I hate him. I hate him. I hate him. I hate him.
There's that echo again.
I don't know how I ever could have loved him. Oh, when I think I've given him the best years of my life. Oh, I hate him. Ah!
This is a madhouse. I'm getting out of here.
That could be Dexter.
That or a sea lion beached on the lawn.
Hi, Corliss.
Hi, Dex.
Hi, Mr. Archer. How is everybody?
Baffled, but still breathing.
Golly, Dexter, I thought you were mad at me.
You broke my heart.
Oh.
But it's too close to Christmas to carry a grudge. Besides, I'm out of the game. You've benched me, Corliss.
I have?
I asked nothing of you. I hope you'll be happy with Jerry Allen. I asked nothing except, well, maybe if you want to, after you're married, you might call your first dog Dexter.
Well, I simply can't understand why you couldn't understand that I understood you wouldn't understand.
Huh?
Well, do you, Dex?
Does he what?
Oh, you wouldn't understand, Daddy.
Einstein wouldn't understand.
What does it matter, Corliss? Well, here's your Christmas present from me.
Oh.
I hope you like it.
Oh, you shouldn't have.
I wouldn't have, but I couldn't take it back. They don't take back scratchers.
Can you blame them?
And here's a poem I wrote to you before you broke my heart.
Oh.
Merry Christmas, Corliss Archer. I am simply nuts about you. Here's my present, darling, which is to be used to scratch your itches.
Oh, Dexter, that's practically Shakespeare.
I know. Well, I gotta go now, Corliss. Betty Cameron is waiting for me.
Betty Cameron?
Yes, she says she'll help mend my broken heart. Well, if I don't see you until after Christmas, you can just leave my present with my mom.
You're going to take out that frizzed-out blonde?
Yeah.
Dexter Franklin, she is a designing female.
I know, and what a design.
That's bigamy.
It's bigamy, too. I forgive you, Corliss.
Oh, you're hateful, Dexter Franklin. I despise you. I'd never want to be seen with anybody who'd been seen with Betty Cameron.
You're holy cow, Corliss. Betty isn't so bad.
Huh?
That is, if you can tell a book by its cover.
If Betty Cameron is a book, her index is scrambled, her appendix is in the wrong place, and her binding is loose.
Gee whiz, I never noticed.
Out of my house, out of my life.
Holy cow, Corliss.
Here,
ouch.
take back your back scratcher.
Hey, not
and
the
give
back
it to
scratcher, that sting is sharp. Holy cow.
For the love of Pete, why can't children be born 40 years old?
Thank you, Janet Waldo, Sam Edwards, and Tyler McVeigh. And now the most famous of all cowboy detectives, as the Golden Days of Christmas presents radio's original Tom Mix, Curly Bradley.
The Tom Mix Ralston Straight Shooters are on the air. And here comes Tom Mix, America's favorite cowboy.
Up, Tony, come on, boy. Shredded Ralston for your breakfast. Start the day off shining bright. Gives you lots of cowboy energy with a flavor that's just right. It's delicious and nutritious, life-size and ready to eat. Take a tip from Tom, go and tell your mom shredded Ralston can't be beat.
Winter comes fast and hard in the western states. Yesterday, the sun was bright and hard on the TM Bar Ranch house. Last night, the first few snowflakes began dotting the air. And this gray morning, the snow is beginning to pile up towards the sills of the windows, yellow with their own light. Inside, the owner of the TM Bar, Tom Mix, is carrying a big box of Christmas decorations over to a table near the fireplace. Tom's permanent house guest, Sheriff Mike Shaw, is warming his shoes by the dancing fire, his hands clasped over his ample middle. Tom claps a hand on Mike's shoulder.
Careful there, old partner. You don't want to barbecue those boots in that fireplace.
Well, you never fear, Tom. Those cowhides are just warm and toasty. Sure is nice just sitting here quiet like for a change, with no worries to rile us, huh?
Mike, I'm afraid there's always worries for a U.S. Marshal like me, and for you, Dobie County Sheriff.
Well, you got something particular on your mind, Tom?
I know Christmas isn't time for it, Mike. Naturally, as her guardian, I want to make things as nice as possible for little Janie. Yet I've got a feeling, a hunch.
Hey, what is it, Tom? I know those hunches of yours. More'n once you've had a hunch we should take cover just before some rustler's hot lead comes streaking our way.
Well, I can't put my finger on it, Mike. It's just that, well, I got a feeling somewhere between my kerchief and my gun belt that we're going to be busy this Christmas. Mighty busy.
Tom, I found these jingle bells out in the storage shed. Do you suppose we could get a chance to use them?
Well, it could be, honey.
What? You mean you want Tom and me to decorate prime horse flesh like Tony and Redskin and go prancing down the lane with those bells on?
Oh, no, Mike, of course not. I thought maybe we could get the sleigh out this year.
Well, snow's not been deep enough for that for several years.
Well, it looks like it'll get deep enough for the sleigh this year, Mike. We'll have to think about that a little bit later, Janie. Right now, I was just fixing to put up our decorations.
Can I help, Tom?
Sure you can, Janie.
Hey, what's that out there in the porch?
It's a rider. Somebody's ridden a horse right up on the front porch of the ranch house. Naturally, we couldn't hear him coming through the snow. Oh, there was a door. Janie, open the door, please.
Oh, of course, Tom.
You think this could be the trouble you were expecting, Tom?
Well, we're about to find out.
Oh, Tom Mix, thank the Lord you're here.
Why, it's Martha Nordling. Martha, what can we do for you? Jane, bring Martha over here by the fire.
Oh, come on, Martha. Get over.
Tom, it sure looks like you're hunched with another bullseye.
Yeah, looks like it, Mike. It sure does. Martha, can I get you a cup of coffee?
Oh, Tom, there's no time for that. It's Pete, my little boy, Pete. He's lost, Tom. He's somewhere out in all this snow and wind, lost and alone.
Now there. Are you feeling better, Martha? Now, you must tell me about it, calmly and slowly. Now, for the sake of your boy, Martha, you must.
I understand, Tom. I can do what has to be done. I walked 20 miles when the horse went lame some years ago. I fought off a mountain panther with my broom. But that was me. This is Pete.
Calmly, slowly, Martha.
Yes, I must. For Pete. Tom, you know how much Pete admires you, looks up to you. He thinks the sun rises and sets on Tom Mix.
Well, Pete's in my straight shooters club in Dobie. We're partners.
Yes, you would look at it that way. He's just the same as the other boys to you, just as good as any. But everybody isn't like you, Tom. You're a good man, but others can be mean, petty. Others don't like Pete because his father went to prison. In fact, they hate him. My little boy.
Well, I'd find it hard to believe anybody could hate a fine young man like Pete. Well, he certainly isn't responsible for anything Ed Norling done. But if there are such people, what does this have to do with Pete being missing?
Oh, it's all mixed up together. I was going to buy a new horse for Pete for his Christmas present. I was going to buy it from that new trainer in town, Sam Watkins.
Yeah.
Pete picked out a young sorrel. Looked like your Tony, Tom, a bit. I arranged for payments. It was all set. Then people told Sam Watkins about my husband going to prison. Then he said our credit was no good. He wouldn't sell me the horse on time.
Well, we'll see if my money is good enough for Mr. Watkins. You can pay me back when you can, Martha.
Yes, Pete said you would say that. That's what he said in the note. He was coming over here to the TM bar to see you, to get you to talk to Watkins. He wouldn't take my horse. He went on foot through this snowstorm.
Thunderation, Tom, if he's out in this storm.
Yes, Mike, I know. Martha, you must have tried to follow him.
Oh, I did, Tom. I followed his footprints as far as the stand of cottonwoods between our places. But the snow got deeper. The footprints, they disappeared. I could only make out the lights of your ranch house.
And now the snow is swirling even harder. We've talked enough. I'm going out after him, Martha.
Oh, bless you, Tom.
Oh, Tom, you can't go on foot. The two of you would just get lost.
Yeah, Tom. And no horse could get through drifts this here deep.
Well, one horse can, Tony can. He took me through Devil's Pass a few years back when the snow was this bad. Or nearly so.
Oh, no, Tom, it's worse than that time. Much worse. You can't go. Not even Tony can make it.
Jane, listen to me. We can't just leave Pete out there in the storm. Not when he was counting on me. No man could do that. Or, regardless of age, no straight shooter could do that. I've always taught you that it isn't just what we do for ourselves that counts. It's what we do for each other. Now, that's what I mean by being a straight shooter. And if Tony could know what's at stake, don't you think he would want us to try?
You're right, Tom. You and Tony must find Pete. And I know you'll do it. If anybody on earth can do it, you and Tony will.
All right, come on, Tony, boy. Come on, son. We're almost at the stand of those cottonwoods. Yeah. All right, a little more, Pete. Pete's a smart boy. He'll seek shelter. Try to build a fire. Not likely could start a fire in this window. Sure is cold. Snow's like little ice daggers biting into your face. Well, can't mind that now. Come on, son, a little more. Come on, Tony. Up. Keep going. Head up. Oh, easy, easy. Steady, Tony, steady. Yeah, we kind of hit a deep spot that time. Yeah, we're okay now. Not much use shouting into this wind for Pete. He might hear gunshots and recognize the signals. I'll try a few shots into the air. That's the standard signal in these parts for the use of rescue parties. Pete knows that. Tony, there he is, coming toward us, but slow. Mighty slow. Let's get over there to him. Come on, Tony. Come on, boy. Up. Come on, Tony. Pete, it's Tom Mix. Here I am. A little more, Tony. Come on. Come on. Wait a minute. I've got you, Pete. I've got you. I got you. He's passed out, Tony. No wonder I got him just as he started to keel over. Got to get him up on the saddle in front of me. Now, a little more. Now, now it's up to you, Tony. You got the hard part. You got to get Pete and me back to the ranch house. But where is it, Tony? I'll turn around. I'm lost. Well, I never thought it would happen to me. Tom Mix lost. Well, pride goeth before a fall. I read in books how even old-timers like Jim Bridger and Kit Carson could get lost at times. So I guess I'm no different. Well, got to go in some direction. Can't stand still. What's your feelings in this matter, Tony? You want to try that way? Okay, son. Okay, we'll go your way. Can't tell by the direction of the wind. Seems to come from everywhere at once. Oh, my ears are ringing. Eyes are all blurred with snow. I gotta hold on to Pete. Gotta hold on to the saddle horn. Gotta hold on. Hearing things now. Funny things. Starting to imagine things now. Starting to imagine. No, by heaven, I'm not imagining it. It's jingle bells. It must be Mike and Jane back at the ranch house ringing the jingle bells to lead us in, Tony. The sound of bells carries even through this wind. What's that? What's a star? A star brighter than the rest of them. It's our Christmas tree star up on the roof, on the chimney. We can follow the bells and follow the star. We'll bring Pete home, Tony. We'll be home.
Pete's sleeping quietly, Tom. Doc Green said he should just rest. Then he'd be fine. Just fine. Oh, how can I thank you, Tom?
Don't thank me, Martha. Thank Tony. Thank Jane and Mike for thinking of using the jingle bells and the Christmas star to lead us in.
Well, it was Jane who thought of the jingle bells, Tom.
Oh, but it was Mike who thought of climbing up on that icy roof to put up the Christmas star to lead you, Tom.
Well, thanks to both of you. Thoughtfulness and consideration for others is something we should all be thinking about this time of year. And all year. Something I'm going to talk about to Sam Watkins and certain other people in Dobie. Maybe even those folks can come to see the light.
Once again, we say goodbye to the TM Bar Ranch. Tom Mix was played by Curly Bradley, Sheriff Mike Shaw by Tyler McVeigh, Jane by Rhoda Williams, and Martha by Viola Vaughn. The script was by Jim Harmon, Marvin Miller speaking. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.
Thank you, Curly Bradley. Tom Mix Radio, and thanks to Jim Harmon for writing this special sketch. Curly, I understand you and Jim are now preparing a special 50th anniversary series of the Tom Mix Ralston Straight Shooters radio program.
That's right, Frank. Tom Mix rides again in 1983. We hope to be on more than 300 radio stations.
Well, I've been a Ralston straight shooter and a fan of Curly Bradley for a long time. I know a lot of people like me are going to be delighted to hear about this. But tell me, Curly, you haven't been Tom Mix all those 50 years, have you?
Oh, no. I first started singing the theme song on this show, Frank, 1936. And soon I was playing one of the leading roles. I graduated to the title role in 1944. And to a lot of people, I guess I've been Tom Mix ever since.
To me, Curly Bradley will always be Tom Mix.
Well, thank you, Frank. And remember, straight shooters always win. Adios.
Thank you, Curly. There are certain people who simply won't admit that nature does anything right. They're the kind who spray green paint on pink carnations for St. Patrick's Day, clip poodle dogs to look like anemic lions, and try to turn perfectly good plowboys into half-baked top sergeants. Here's one of those people now shopping for a Christmas tree. Here's one of Fibber McGee's closest friends. It's Willard Waterman as the Great Gildersleeve.
How much you charge me to paint this Christmas tree white?
Why do you want it white, Gildersleeve?
What do you mean, why do I want it white?
Yeah?
You got 100 trees in this lot, all painted white.
Yeah, but I think they're horrible. But some people like them that way.
Never mind the artistic comment, Fred. How much?
$10.
$10?
Yes.
Whew. To spray a little white paint on this half-pint tree?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think you are, Rembrandt? Look, maybe you didn't understand. I want this tree painted white, not gold-plated.
$10.
Oh, you're a pirate. I'll bet you made $200 already today.
And you're a cheapskate, and I've already made $340.
Oh, you're a robber. You want to sell half interest in the lot?
And you're stupid, too. And I wouldn't sell my mother a half interest.
You're a low good, no-down con man, and I wouldn't give you the time. Dirty swindler. Cheating people right and left, making $400 a day. I don't know whether to report him to the Chamber of Commerce or make him a better offer for a half interest. Yeah, I ought to... Oh, hello, Alice.
Hi, Mr. Gildersleeve. Hey, say, where's Mr. McGee?
Oh, he's away for a couple of days, and I'm watching his house. What are you doing home from work at this hour?
Oh, my fingernails. They get so cruddy on that job, and... Boy, you look kind of mad, Mr. Gildersleeve. Something wrong?
Yeah, well, that guy that runs the Christmas tree lot at 14th and Oak, dirty pine broker, only changed $10 to paint a Christmas tree white.
Jeepers, $10 just to paint a little old tree white? Artie took me out Saturday night with $10, and we painted the town red.
For $10?
Plus tax, of course.
You, of course.
But you can stop worrying about a Christmas tree, Mr. Gildersleeve. Marvin's bringing me a great big white tree tomorrow.
Yo! Well, that's swell, Alice. Who's Marvin?
Oh, Marvin's the lady wrestler whose boyfriend owns a tree farm and a paint shop. Out in the country's nephew?
Well, I don't care if he's second cousin to a monkey's uncle. As long as I get a free Christmas tree. They're the best kind. But you still didn't tell me how come you're home from the plant early today, Alice. You didn't get fired.
Oh, no, Mr. Gildersleeve. In fact, I got promoted today to head welder.
You? Head welder?
That's what the foreman said. He handed me his torch and he said, Alice, you're the new head welder. And I said, wow, gee, thanks. Whose head do I want to weld first? And then he grabbed his torch back and he told me to take the rest of the day off.
Yeah, wise move.
So I came home to wrap some presents and... Oh, this one's for you, Mr. Gildersleeve. I nearly forgot.
Oh, say, that's a beautiful package, Alice. You shouldn't have bought an expensive-looking thing like that just for me.
Oh, I didn't. Dr. Gamble left it for you.
Oh? Well, old Fatso really popped this time.
Sure a pretty wrap job, huh?
Yeah. Anything done up as fancy as this must have cost Doc Gamble an appendectomy and 3 Band-Aids. Although his prices... 2 Band-Aids might have paid for it. Oh. Let me get this tissue paper out of the way. And Oh, look at that, Alice. Isn't that the most beautiful present you ever saw?
Wow, creepers. Isn't that the most beautiful present?
It sure is. Knocks your eyes out. I haven't seen so much chrome since what the Silver Service Aunt Sarah sent me last year turned out to be.
Look at all those round things on the bottom and all those little pointy things that look like daggers.
Yeah, that's right. This handle on the top of it. Or is that the side of it?
Oh, search me.
Yeah, think of the workmanship that went into this. Look how solid it's built, Alice, see? Yet expensive. You don't see these babies at the dime store.
I've never seen one anywhere. What is it?
Yeah, what is it? Why, it's one of those that, you use it to, well, it's a sort of I don't know.
Oh. Well, weren't there any directions or anything in the package?
No, nothing at all. Oh, look at this thing. I don't know whether to cook with it, listen to it, or hang it in the shower. I don't know whether to tune it in, turn it on, or toss it out.
Well, why don't you call Dr. Gamble and ask him?
Oh, no, I can't do that, Alice. When a guy gives you a beautiful present like this, you hate to admit you haven't got the brains to know what it's for.
Well, boy, I wish I could help you figure this thing out, Mr. Gildersleeve, but I've got some presents to take around.
Oh? Yeah, where are they? Up in your room?
No, I left them right here in Mr. McGee's hall.
No, Alice, don't open.
No, right here in Mr. McGee's hall table drawer.
Oh.
See you later, Mr. Gildersleeve. Merry Christmas.
That Doc Gamble, big fat troublemaker, give me a beautiful, thoughtful, expensive gift like this. He must have spent hours picking it out, especially for me, not telling me what to do with it. If he was here right now, I'd tell him what to do with it. But he probably wouldn't do it. Maybe if I look at different sides of it. Let's see, if I set it this way, it looks like... no. Oh, maybe this is the way it sits. With those pointed little dagger things on the side. If I hold it up this way, and somebody jogged my arm, I'd have 2 holes in my leg. Oh, that can't be right. Oh, dear, this is the rottenest thing Doc has done to me since he took my tonsils out in 1939. I only had 1 tonsil, he charged me for 2. $30 to take out 1 tonsil. Little bitty one at that. Yeah, if I don't hold a grudge. I'll pay the $30. One of these days. But, if that's that old pill pusher, up you come in. Well, if it ain't Mabel Troops. Merry Christmas, my dear.
And the same to you, Throckmorton. I just dropped over to thank Molly for the handkerchief she gave me. Oh, very pretty.
Oh, yes. My niece Marjorie said to thank you for the handkerchief you gave her. Came in handy yesterday when she got the sniffles.
I'm glad she could use it.
Yeah, she was home right now. She'd give you a blow-by-blow account of it. Well, don't you get it, Basil? It's a pun. Blow by blow, blowing your nose.
That's not very funny, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Too subtle for you, huh? Oh, well.
My, Fibber and Molly must have made out like bandits this Christmas from the looks of all the packages under their tree.
Oh, yes, they did all right. By the way, how do you like this thing Doc Gamble gave me?
From Doc Gamble, huh? I gave Mort one of those last year for his birthday.
Oh, good.
Oh, the best-looking salesman came to my door.
Never mind.
He was selling those door to door. Oh, boy, was he a knockout. He looked like a cross between Burt Reynolds and Tom Selleck.
All right. Let's start over. You gave one of these things to Mort. What did he do with it?
Oh, he still has it.
Yeah, but I mean, what was it for?
For his birthday, I told you.
I know, but what's it good for?
All I know is what that handsome salesman told me, and he said it was good for years and years.
Oh, my goodness. Didn't he tell you what the stupid thing is?
I forgot to ask. He was so good looking.
Oh, fine. Yeah, there's got to be some way to figure what this is. Say, I'll bet it's some kind of newfangled gopher trap.
Now, why would Doc Gamble give you a gopher trap? We don't have gophers around here.
So what? You gave me Paris garters last year, and we're 4,000 miles from France. I got kind of a vague feeling that I've seen one of these things before, but I can't remember when, or where, or even if.
Now, you didn't see Mort's. He got so disgusted trying to figure out what to do with it, he threw it in the garage, forgot it was there, backed the car over it, and ruined a brand new $9 retread.
Well, I'm not giving up on this. There'll be somebody who knows what this thing is. If they don't ring that doorbell pretty soon, I'm going to run out of ideas. Oh, good. Come in. Well, Mayor Latrivia, Merry Christmas.
Thank you. And Merry Christmas to you, Throckmorton, and to you too, Mrs. Toops.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Mayor.
I'm glad to see you, Mayor. I've got kind of a problem on my hands.
Well, glad to help, Gildy. What seems to be your trouble?
Well, it's this thing I got for Christmas, Latrivia.
What's it for?
What's it for, he says.
That's all, brother. Class dismissed. Forget it. Are you having a nice holiday, Mr. Mayor?
Oh, splendid, thank you. I'm flying to England tomorrow night to attend a class reunion. My old school should be jolly.
Yeah, jolly well sounds jolly, all right. But England?
I always thought you went to school in the East, Mr. Mayor.
No, I was educated in England, Mrs. Toops. Graduated from Eton College.
Well. You mean the English have a special college where they teach you just that?
You teach what?
Eton. You said you graduated from an Eton college. I had no idea they specialize like that over there.
Well, I'm afraid you misunderstood me, Mrs. Toops. You see, Eton College is a famous English school.
Well, what'll they think of next? I've heard of Business College and Barber College, but an Eton College?
I didn't say I attended an Eton College. I merely said I attended the Eton School. The one and only Eton School.
The only one I ever heard of, I know that.
Yeah, me too. What'd you major in, Latrivia? How to carve at formal dinners? Or did you just go for the straight degree in LLD? Doctor of Light Lunches.
Now, just a moment, please. This confusion...
Oh, I'll bet you were a brilliant student, Mr. Mayor. Honor student, probably. How'd you graduate? Magna cum and get it?
Yeah. No!
Well, I'd sure like to see your diploma sometime. What's it look like? A crossed knife and fork on a saucer of tea? With a mutton chop rampant on a field of Yorkshire pudding?
Oh, stop it! Of all the stupid...
Now, Mr. Mayor, let's not get excited.
Yeah, watch your blood pressure, Mr. Mayor. Don't expect us to watch it for you.
I'm sorry. Now, listen, please. I merely said that I attended Eton College in England. E-T-O-N. Eton.
E-T-O-N?
That is the name of the school. They don't teach eating there.
No, they don't teach spelling either. E-T-O-N. Eton. Huh. You hear that, Mabel?
Yes, a college man and he can't spell Eton.
I'm not trying to yell Smeaton. They smell Eton, Eton, smell Eton. Look, when I said I went to Skeeton Pool in England, I didn't mean I skent the pool to earn the leet. I went to school to burn my feet, and return the meat, beat the seat. He, you were the ones who, Throckmorton.
Yes, Mr. Mayor?
You've often said you'd like a job in my office. There'll be an opening at the City Hall tomorrow. And you are the man I'd like to put in it.
Well, swell. What do you call it?
The elevator shaft! Good day!
Oh! Wise guy. Just because he went to Eton school, he takes it on a lamb.
Me too. Bye.
Oh, bye. That lot of help I got out of those two. Look at this. Silly-looking hunk of confusion. Now, let me see. This handle here, I guess it's a handle. Kind of an opal-shaped metal hoop that looks like a handle. Although, come to think of it, there's a thing in the kitchen with 4 metal loops like this, and it's an egg beater. Maybe they said, no. Can't be an egg beater. Too big. Unless, of course, you wanted to beat some ostrich eggs. Oh, interruptions. Yeah, I certainly need interrupting. I get so tired of talking to myself. Come in.
Hi, Gildy. Merry Christmas.
Oh, well, Merry Christmas to you, too, Frank. Come in. Pull up a chair.
Oh,
Sit down.
Don't mind if I do. You having a good Christmas?
Well, yes. Except for this gift from Doc Campbell. He gave me a thing that I don't know what the heck it is. I'm sick of looking at it, too. It's going back in the box.
You don't know what it is? Mind if I see it?
No. Forget it. I'm sick of the darn thing.
Is it something mechanical? Are there any moving parts in it?
Well, I haven't been able to find any. A few minutes ago, I was turning it this way and that, and all of a sudden, a sharp pain went through me. Kind of a stabbing sensation.
You mean like electricity or something?
No, like somebody left their manicure scissors on the chair and I sat on them.
Let me see that thing, Gildy. I saw one of these somewhere. No, it was a pair of them on a guy's desk. Look, if you turn this thing this way, it looks like one half of a space shuttle.
Yeah, it does. Sort of.
You need a pair of them. This is a bookend.
Say, now I remember where I saw one of these before. McGee bought one last year from a door-to-door salesman, and he didn't know what it was either. I think he put it right here, in the hall closet.
No, don't open that door.
McGee's got to straighten out that closet one of these days. Oh, here it is, Frank. Oh, that isn't the lousiest looking pair of bookends. Oh, this is ridiculous. Merry Christmas, Frank.
This is Frank Brzee again, reminding you that this special 2-hour Christmas program will continue following station identification and 5 minutes of the latest news from many American Forces Network stations around the world.